video and understood the concept of this event. Now, we would like to invite our esteemed guests, Captain K.J. Hilroy Christie, Mr. Basant Conant, and Ms. Sandra K. Anil to the stage, escorted by Eurotech Maritime Academy Executive Director, Mr. Babu Joseph, Principal, Captain Bijuti Varghese, and the Dean, Captain Haridas K.K. Let us proceed with the formal commencement of this event. I am honored to request Captain Bijuti Varghese, Principal, Eurotech Maritime Academy, to take the stage and present the welcome address.
Thank you, Maria. Good morning, everyone. Our distinguished and honorable dignitaries on dais, respected HODs, faculties, admin team, staff members, and our dear Eurotech mariners. It's a true honor and privilege for me to welcome you to this prestigious Mighty Mariner event focused on maritime career development. We thank Lord Almighty for the special day in our campus when we have with us very eminent dignitaries and speakers from industry to provide us a wealth of knowledge on various subjects related to shipping, its operations, and handling the same by its frontline force, that is our valuable seafarers. We have with us our very beloved Executive Director, Shri Babu Joseph Sir, to preside over this mission. Let us join hands together. Welcome, sir. As you all will agree, our Executive Director has always been with us, so supportive and with a positive and ever smiling face, guiding us in all possible manner. We now welcome our Dean, Captain Haridas, who has brought in a lot of information and good influence to our institute. Let us join hands together to welcome him. Welcome, sir. Dear all, let us express our sincere gratitude to our top level management members for creating such a wonderful maritime training institute, state-of-the-art infrastructure here in our God's own country, and for their committed service in maritime training industry for more than a quarter of century, only in the interest of our Indian seafarers. They truly deserve a loud applause. Thank you, sirs. Now we proudly welcome our esteemed expert speakers today at this venue. Respected Mr. Basant Conant, sir, Senior Director, Aries Energy, Sharjah, Dubai. Let us join our hands together once again to welcome him. Welcome, sir. Respected Captain K.J. Hilroy Christie, Indian Navy retired, ex-Director Shipbuilding, GRSC Kolkata, and ex-VP L&T Shipbuilding Chennai. Let us join our hands together to welcome him. Welcome, sir. Respected Ms. Sandra K. Anil, Chief Educator, Aries Overseas Services, India. Let us join our hands together to welcome her. Welcome, ma'am. Next, we welcome a very eminent personality of this industry who would be speaking to us soon. And he's none other than Sir Sohan Roy, founder of IMI, AIMRI, Aries Energy, UAE. Let us join our hands together to welcome him. Welcome, sir. We now welcome other online expert speakers in this event. Dr. Deepthi Mankar, Client and Project Manager, Wellness and Life Coach, Sailor Society UK. Let us join our hands together to welcome her. Welcome, ma'am. Dr. Amry Sweden, Vice Dean of Maritime Research, Arab Academy for Science and Technology and Maritime Transport, Egypt. He is also CEO of ECO Marine Consultancy Office, Egypt. Let us join our hands together to welcome him. Welcome, sir. Now, next, I extend my warmest welcome to each one of you present here. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all those who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this event wonderful. Your dedication to organizing and facilitating this event has not gone unnoticed. In conclusion, let us embrace this occasion with enthusiasm, curiosity, and a commitment to learning. May our engagement with our industry partners be enlightening and inspiring, contributing to a continuous growth and development of our Maritime Academy. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. We shall now proceed with our auspicious lamp lighting ceremony. It is my honor to request our distinguished guests, Captain K.J. Hilroy Christie, Mr. Basan Konan, Ms. Sandra K. Anil, our Honorable Executive Director, Mr. Babu Joseph, Principal Captain Biju T. Burgess, and our Dean, Captain Haridas K.K., to inaugurate the ceremony by lighting the ceremonial lamp. Thank you so much, sirs, ma'am. Your presence adds great significance to this event, and we are honored to have you with us today. You may now go back to your seats. Thank you once again.
Now, we are moving on to the keynote address. It is my honor to welcome our esteemed Executive Director, Mr. Babu Joseph Sir, to deliver his remarks.
The dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, our beloved principal, Captain Biju, our Dean, Captain Haridas, all my beloved masters and chief engineers and my committed staff members, various staff members of Aries Marine, dear cadets, a very good morning to all of you. Now, it's my privilege and the greatest pleasure to address all of you on this auspicious day. As highlighted, that is the Mighty Marina program. On behalf of my fellow directors, my entire team, outset I congratulate Mr. Sohan Roy for taking a wonderful effort to transform the minds of the youngsters of today. Thank you, sir. And my sincere thanks for various dignitaries and the speakers on behalf of Aries Marine, who took a lot of pain to travel from distant location to our campus to share their knowledge with the present these youngsters in transforming the mind. Thank you, sir, and it is once again my great privilege. I stand in front of you with honor as the Executive Director and the promoter of Eurotech Maritime Academy. As rightly highlighted, the objective of IMC, it is basically transforming the youngsters and to know that exactly what is happening across the world with respect to shipping. The advancement, digital transforming the world. So, and if you want to be a part of the dynamic industry, and that is what the two speakers, those who have the years of experience and exposure in this industry, that only made them to travel from X location to Y location with a commitment to transform each one of us, especially the budding seafarers like you. So my humble request right now, my dear cadets, you are all physically present here. Listen to the experts. How did they transform their career? How did they become a very respectable personalities in this industry and in our country? Nothing but just because of their hard work. And that is what Mr. Sohan Roy, as a known personality in the shipping industry, has taken a lot of pain. It is his travel and his earnest effort with an intention to transform this industry and the youngsters. He happened to be a contributory factor in arranging such a setup at Eurotech Maritime Academy right now. So what I want is, this is one of the greatest occasions for you and for us. When I say that it is for you, you are the youngsters who are supposed to transform this country. You are the youngsters who are supposed to transform this industry. That is the reason why I said the technological advancement, the digital innovation, AI transformation, what is happening across the world. My students, you are also supposed to be aware about what all contribution am I supposed to do to this industry. Listen to our speakers and they are going to be better than us. No doubt about it. The reason to say that, right from inception or from the day of the commencement of the program, and you have been listening us, and with the same phrase, more or less different topics. But when you listen to the experts, the dignitaries, the speakers from across the world, there are one or two, one Mr. Sohan Roy, other speaker from Egypt. If they are finding time to share their knowledge with you, this mighty marine program should be a head start for each one of you from today onward. Now, when I have gone through this itinerary today, what attracted point number 1 of Madam Sandra with the topic unlocking your potential, not her potential. She is here to unlock your potential. She has already unlocked her potential. That is why she happened to be a speaker here today. So, the topic that is unlocking your potential, talent and solution for a changing world. Youngsters, this is what they lack in each one of us. You are the contributory factor, so she is going to talk about that point. And point number 2, the psychological safety and mental health at sea. Even with my experience for the last 30 years, even in forefront in managing this maritime industry, I have seen you need not, there is a mental block while you are at shore. Then you can imagine what is going to be the mental block while you happen to be at sea. So she is going to talk about the mental block at sea. But please think about our situation. When I say our situation, probably I am going to be an exceptional, our masters and teachers are going to be exceptional. But I always say that a teamwork, our mental block while we are at shore. If you can overcome that situation while you happen to be at shore, no doubt you are going to be an amazing personality, unlocking everything, and you are going to be an amazing and successful seafarer at sea. I believe this motivation, what I am holding, I would like to end up by telling Mr. Sohan Roy, to the best of my knowledge, where I do have my personal relation with him also. Well, he is an expert in this industry, but coming out with various innovative ideas, so as the management of Eurotech Maritime Academy. What I would like to present in front of you, we 3 promoters, we are not seafarers, but with the support of Almighty God, with the support of CMMI, with the support of Institute of Marine Engineers, with the support of the Indian Naval personalities, various academicians, and excellent personalities from the industry, that given us the strength to put up a wonderful organization, a Kochi, which is a notable organization, one among the various maritime institutes approved by Directorate General of Shipping. Various awards, various innovative ideas we are sharing on various days, on daily basis, to upgrade the status of our cadets to meet the excellence of training. And I want my cadets to listen to properly. And I take this opportunity as one of the greatest opportunity what this industry has offered, and Eurotech has volunteered to participate in this particular function. That is more than sufficient. I thank all of you for giving me an opportunity to speak on behalf of Eurotech, once again on behalf of my entire team. All my cadets, once again, thank you so much. I wish the very best for this particular function, and even to Mr. Sohan Roy and Aries Energy. Thank you so much. Take care. One excuse, I do have a few dignitaries from Delhi, I am also supposed to meet them. They are scheduled to Academy at 10:30. Since they travel from Delhi, that is the very senior official from National Skill Development Council, which is an organization monitored and controlled by the Honorable Prime Minister of India. So it is another moment of happiness. They are scheduled at this campus by 10:30, 11 o'clock. All of you, and I am supposed to receive them and meet them for the better prospects of Eurotech Academy. And when I complete that, I will certainly resume my presence here. So even if you don't find me for a few hours, I am not going anywhere. I am here in the campus to receive the dignitaries and to take care of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. We are deeply honored to have Captain K.J. Hilroy, Mr. Basit Conant, Ms. Sandra K. Anil among us today. Your presence here to share your invaluable insights and wisdom with our students is truly appreciated. We would like to take this opportunity to recognize your dedication to our institution on this special occasion. I now request our Executive Director, Mr. Babu Joseph Sir, to present a token of our appreciation to Captain K.J. Hilroy Christie.
I take this opportunity and request Captain Biju and Captain T, our Haridas, to offer this felicitation, this one to them. Because me alone can't do everything. I want our team to be with me and to honor them. They have been doing a great work, and I am present here. I request Captain Biju and Captain Haridas to give away the moment. Yeah.
Now, let me invite Mr. Basit Conant, sir, to receive the token of appreciation. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Sandra K. Anil to receive the token of appreciation. In recognition of the sincere appreciation and deep respect, we are delighted to announce that IMI, IMC and AIMRI will also be presenting a commemorative token to the Eurotech Maritime Academy. we extend a warm invitation to Mr. Babu Joseph Sir, the esteemed Executive Director of Eurotech Maritime Academy, to accept a special memento on the institution's behalf. The presentation will be graciously presented by Mr. Basim Konat, representing IMI, IMC, Aries Energy, and AIMRI.
I dedicate this to my great team and over to my parents and also to
Now, it is my privilege to introduce the visionary behind today's event, the founder of IMC, IMI, AIMRI, Aries Energy, and many other pioneering ventures. Sir Sohan Roy is a global maritime leader, an accomplished filmmaker, and Forbes-listed entrepreneur who has made groundbreaking contributions to both the maritime and entertainment sectors. As the founder chairman of Aries Group of Companies and the driving force behind the $10 billion Indiewood project, he has revolutionized industry practices. He also developed the innovative EFFISM system designed to improve efficiency across the industries. In addition to these achievements, Sir Sohan Roy directed the Oscar-selected Hollywood film Damn 999 and was honored with the prestigious knighthood of Part Galfa in Florence, Italy, for his humanitarian efforts and commitment to environmental sustainability. Can we have the AV, please?
Our perseverance is the fuel that keeps the planet bright, even when we face adversity. Sohan Roy's name is a shining example of how passion, purpose, and perseverance can shape an extraordinary journey. A Forbes-listed entrepreneur, naval architect, world record-holding poet, and Oscar-selected Hollywood filmmaker. He is the first Indian honored Martins Corfe of Italy for his humanitarian and environmental protection efforts. As a professional naval architect, he etched his name in history by transforming over 3,500 ships globally into eco-friendly green ships, a remarkable feat that epitomizes his commitment to sustainable practices. His vision took flight in 1998. Marine in the Middle East. Under his astute leadership, what started as a shipline and inspection firm blossomed into the Aries Group, a multinational consortium spanning 76 companies across 29 countries. His innovative spirit shines through his creations like Aries Overseas Services, the world's longest sailboat that secured a place in the Guinness Book of World Records. His pioneering concepts like the semi-solar single bottom seagoing steam houseboat, topless ship, and solar seabed showcase his commitment to push boundaries. A true visionary, Sir Sohan promoted the industrial doctorate concept through the Aries Maritime Research Institute, bridging academia and industry. His brainchild, EFISM, efficiency improvement system management, revolutionized organizational efficiency through agile transformation, propelling Aries to become world number one in 5 fields. Sir Sohan's patriotism resonates in his vision of $1 is equal to 1 rupee, embraced by Indian millionaires. His $10 billion Project Indian aims to integrate and elevate the Indian film industry to Hollywood's caliber, creating waves worldwide. As a humanitarian and environmentalist, Sir Sohan initiated groundbreaking employee welfare schemes like parental pension, spouse salary, children's education support, early retirement or pension, and financial support for employee initiated startups. He championed equitable policies, reserving 50% shares for employees and implementing anti-dowry and anti-caste measures. His filmmaking prowess shines through his thought-provoking works. Black Sand shed light on ecological degradation caused by unscientific mining. Sound of Pain focused on environmental protection and climate change. His documentary Dams, the lethal water bombs in Film Dam 999, explored the catastrophic consequences of disregarding environmental safeguards, with the latter becoming the first Indian movie shortlisted for the Oscars in the mainstream category. In 2023, his illustrious contributions to the maritime world, he was honored with the Maritime Personality of the Year Award by Robert Safina magazine. Through his 3 decades of unwavering service to the maritime industry, Sir Sohan Roy has become a beacon of inspiration. As he continues to dream and create impact, may his glorious journey motivate generations to come, shaping a better world for people and communities worldwide.
Unfortunately, Sir Sohan Roy couldn't fly down today to attend our event. However, we are pleased to announce that he has graciously agreed to join us via live link. It is my great honor to welcome Sir Sohan Roy to address our gathering today through online.
Hi, very good morning to all. I'm so delighted to address the campus from my hometown, Kochi. In fact, I studied in Kochi, in Kochi University. I was an Arabic student there. That's in very, from 1990. I think the very purpose of this kind of training, this career program, is a continuation to something happened to my personal life and to all CNC employers. Because I was a victim of a wrong career design. That's a good story. But I don't want this kind of wrong career design affect the next generation. I know your profession is already decided. This career should start long back. Maybe from the semester or something, but it's not too late. At least it gets some things and to move forward in a better track, it will benefit a lot. Not only wherever you join the industry, everyone will be benefited if you are a career overseas or career business job. I think an advantage just because of one reason. My brother was a professor in the technology France. So his wish was to make him also an advantage. I was very interested. Getting the members is not easy. Their way for you is available. And how to run to get that seat. To fulfill the things of my brother, my interest was very different. As we all know, those my passion was always into submarines. But since I was doing maths, was decided that I should be an engineer and I should be doing that because I had a purpose. I joined the campus. In fact, it was one of the best courses those days. It was done by University workshop. So, and Germans, all of the professors were Germans, they came from Germany and they showed. So I thought India was not having this technology. But our level department, so they wrote a book about 5,000 years of workshop. What is this? I never heard about such a institute for India. You know, thought Egyptian civilization or something about all this technology. No. Then I realized, see, in the, about the India, and the little age is mentioned about this thing. The global was over 2005 years. We had a shipyard in Gujarat in 2005 years back. All of us know about it. The world shipbuilding training started from India in those days. So all these basic, if you remember all the data, even municipality is earlier. So everywhere it is written about the maritime laws, the safety aspects, everything is there. Only thing is, those days it was made in good. Later, knowledge shipping, that time India did that. And the Western world dominance. That's why Germany became so famous in shipbuilding. Then we had to have the technology from them to get and latest shipbuilding technology and do the training there. But after there is a hectic training, almost 4.5 years of training those days. Our seniors were they had to do 5 years course. Now our batch, we were the 11th batch, and we had to do 4.5 years, 9 semesters. There is no break. 6-day week system. Only second Saturday and the last Saturday, if you are lucky, we will get it off. So sometimes night time we have classes because some of the industry experts from the shipyard they are available only in the evening. So night we need to go and attend classes. The 2 months vacation we have to go to the shipyards for training. That means it's a non-stop training for 4.5 years. We have to learn because as you know, the aeronautics is quite complicated. We need to learn almost all the engineering, to designing all the engineering comes. So after doing all this struggle, I realized that my interest is somewhere else. After all my classmates, they all joined different shipyards and other navy and other things. I was quite I was not interested in that. I wanted to go to my passion that is movies. So I took a break. 6 months I was after the movies. Then I realized that I want to live there also. So I had to come back. So I was thinking, what is the option? If there's a problem, there is a solution. So ultimately I decided, okay, there is an option that if I choose merchant navy, 6 months I can sail, 6 months I can come back and do my dream, the movies. But our course was not approved. I had to struggle a lot. I went to Mumbai, knocked so many doors. Ultimately, after 3 months of struggle, I managed to get into a ship. I was the first diplomatic in India to get that as an opportunity. And unfortunately, just 10 days before completion of the 6 months, the ship had a fire and Now my chief engineer, third engineer, all died in the engine. We three were trapped in the engine. But luckily I had a second life. Even my family was waiting for my body to come because that's the way the news came. After 3 days only they came to know that I was escaped. But that was my first and last sailing. So then I thought, okay, this is a moving dream I cannot fulfill. So I had to do into the Gulf. I was working to go back and fulfill my dream. But get that opportunity to fulfill your dream. So who is the culprit? Our system, our academic system is a main reason for this. We all spend almost 50,000 hours in the academics without knowing the real purpose. The real purpose is only one thing. We need to get into some industry. That's the final thing. But unfortunately, most of the people in the academic sector, the school level, college level, they are not aware of what is going on in the industry. Luckily, in the maritime sector and the maritime academies where you are studying, you are lucky that at least your trainers got the industrial experience. So you are much better than the other professional college students. But still, that is not the end of the journey. Career design means it is not only for the during the academic side. Once you get into the industry also, your career, you need to keep on designing it. And not only the individuals. See, even the organization is also having its own training. It should also mold itself. It should have according to the it is very needed to change. 10 years back, the way the organizations had to plan, it is not the way it will not work for the next 10 years. Next 10 years is the world of AI. So we need to completely restructure, redefine your future. Maybe few of you become entrepreneurs, so you will be running an organization, or you will be placed in a very key role in an organization. So you have to be very careful. This career is a process. If you don't really understand, it will be a disaster. So the best first option is get close to the industry, understand what is going on in the industry, get connected with the people working today in the industry, get them as your members. That's why, but unfortunately, these people from the academies are not coming to us. As per the current system, I am really interested to go to the campuses and take official classes, but unfortunately, our academic system doesn't permit me to be a teacher in any college because I am not qualified for that. I am qualified for the industry, but I am not qualified for the academy. This is our system. People with experience, if they wish to come and become your mentors in the campus, our current system will not allow it. We need to change it. So, what is the option? You need to identify your own mentors. We are making a bridge now between the industry and the students because they are getting an opportunity. Now, you need to stand yourself. You need to identify your mentors. Now, your best mentor is the ChatGPT or Gemini. So many things are there. You can use it. You can ask the questions to it. AI will guide you. So, if you are not doing it, it is your mistake. Don't just look at your friend, what is he doing, and don't follow it. Don't just blindly follow it. Follow the current system. You just look at the company, the fate of Kodak. Kodak was running almost more than 100 years successfully. In 1970, it was controlling the almost 85% of the cameras in US market. 90% of the film industry was using Kodak. 1975, they introduced the digital. They invented the digital technology, the photography, but they didn't want to change. They were stick to that because it was controlled by the old school people sitting on the top. They don't want to change. They invented the technology, but they don't want to implement it. They did not try to follow it. Just imagine if Kodak had followed, introduced that system and get into a new track, today with the Kodak. What happened? They wasted time. 80s Fuji came into the picture. 2000, the collapse of Kodak happened, started. It became bankrupt, became nothing. What was the core reason? They did not try to change according to the period, according to the curve. And they, even if they invented something, they did not understand the value of it. This will happen in your life also. You may get opportunity, you find out something good for your future, but you will not follow it. That means you don't have a proper career design system. Kodak as an organization was not having a proper career design. That's why it collapsed. Now we will do two legends. One is the Nikola Tesla. Tesla is a very famous name nowadays. But it's the man behind that one, he worked from Nikola Tesla and Thomas Alva Edison. These were the two legends. The world has never ever seen such legendary inventors. They, in fact, they worked together also. Tesla was working with Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison was a school dropout. He didn't have any formal education, but he had more than 1,000 patents. He became the most innovative, most successful inventor those days, and Tesla was with him. When Edison launched DC power, uh, he came out. Tesla came out and started his own system, and he is the actually Tesla. Because of Tesla, we are all here in a different world. The AC current. He only invented. AC changed the entire industry. He started the first, the Niagara power station. He only launched. In fact, he was the inventor of radio. How many people? We all believe that Marconi is behind radio. No. The radio technology that it was invented by Tesla, but Marconi took the patent for the radio telegraph. And because he was a good inventor, but he was not knowing the exact system or the marketing or how to take the patents and other things. He was not interested or focused. Because his priorities or objectives were different. But he was having formal education, not like Thomas Alva Edison. Ultimately, what happened? He had to fight. He died. 1953, he died. He was fighting. He had to fight in the court to get the. But ultimately, he became bankrupt. He had to struggle. He was living in a hotel with the mercy of the contribution from his well-wishers. That you should you can Google it and you can get the details. So just from this today's class, just keep these three elements. Thomas Alva Edison's life you understand, Tesla's life you understand, and Kodak's fate. One is organization, two individuals. One with formal education, one without formal education. Who became successful, who did not become successful. So your education qualification, it's a guarantee that you will be successful in your career. In fact, in my life, not only me was a victim of the wrong career design. The history got repeated. I got two daughters, both became naval architects. They went to the best universities, everything. But after the naval architecture, one of my daughters said, it's not her field. Just imagine how many hours of effort she put to realize it is not her field. No university called me and checked whether she is in the right place or not. No teachers called me to check whether she is in the right field or not. Because the academic system has gone to that level that their objective is to get money from their pocket only. They are least bothered about what you are going to do tomorrow. So think about it. It is your responsibility to design your career. Now, before you have to depend on individuals. Today, your mobile will guide you in all possible ways. You just you ask the AI how to do the career design. Make a system. If you are not systematic, it's a failure. Your life is in your hand. If you fail to do something for your career, you try to start a new journey from today. Plan yourself. You should have a 5-year plan. You should have a life goal. Everything. Where you are going to reach, you should understand. Same way, you should think about Kodak. Think about the changing world. Just imagine tomorrow, all the ships become electric ships. It can happen anytime. Because the technologies keep on changing. New power generation systems are coming, alternate energy system coming. It's a matter of time. If tomorrow someone invent a battery system exclusively for the ships, which can run for years without any other energy source, just imagine marine engineering is vanished from this world. You need to go to the museums to see a marine engineer. And marine engineers sitting here, what will be your fate? Just imagine the AI taking over everything, the communication system completely changing. Tomorrow, you don't need anyone on board the ships. Everything is unmanned. What is the fate of the deck officers? So you need to keep on understanding what is going to change, what is going to happen. If it happens, that is not the end of the journey. You can, with that knowledge, you can do something else, related thing. But you need to be prepared for that. You just imagine if maybe you are all cricket lovers. Many people think that taking cricket as a profession is very difficult. Not one person can become a successful player. The rest of the people will be wasting their life. Now, when 22 players are playing in the IPL, there are 20,000 people working in related industry. So there is an industry around it. But how many people know about it? With your passion, you can work in that field. You can enjoy cricket and you can get a job in that industry also. For that, you need to understand what are the related industry in that field. Same way, you have already got the maritime backup. Tomorrow, okay, you may get a job to as a same person. But tomorrow, if the technology changes or become your requirement is not required in the industry, you have some other place related to the maritime industry. Maybe you check your where is your passion and talent. Maybe you can redesign your career and you can club your already you develop some skill. That skill with you can design a new career where your talent, passion, and your skill can be clubbed together. That is what today I am doing. I work only 8 hours per day these days. 4 hours I work for the maritime industry, where I got the skill. Even today, this is an official thing. I am sharing my knowledge to the next generation. But 4 hours I am spending for my talent and passion, my literary skills, my movie related stuff. It brings me happiness. Our ultimate goal should be the happiness. If you don't get happiness out of your job, if you don't have a job satisfaction, what will be life? You'll be getting bored and bored and bored. So happiness is in your hand. Everything, because your prime time, what you are spending today is for your job. Somewhere you are working. In the 24 hours, the prime time you are spending for someone else. If you are an entrepreneur, you are spending for your own business, but you need to spend for that job. And if you are not getting the job satisfaction, that is the first failure. And second, the remaining 16 hours, that you need to split it into 8 hours for your body. Because if your body is fit, your happiness is gone. So you need to have proper sleep, you need to have proper what is the supporting system, like you need to go to gym or walking or something, you need to support your body. Just like recharging your mobile, you need to take your wellness, the body's wellness, you need to take care. And rest 8 hours. That is kept for your talent and other talent, passion, whatever it is, where that is for your mind. Your 95% of the happiness should come from that 8 hours. Then you need to design properly. So we have developed a system called FISM. Surely we are going to give this FISM training for all these campuses. Try to understand FISM in our Aries group. We are all following this for the last 10 years. try to learn in the if you in the YouTube also you can get many methods related to physics. So this 24 hours you use it properly. Uh, in our system, we always believe that God is common for everyone. Only one thing is common among all of us, that is time. You go 24 hours, I go 24 hours. So treat time as your God. Keep works as idols in your place. And let us respect time, let to redefine your career, and let us have a successful career in future, successful life in future, a happy life in future. So I wish you all the best. You're all the promises for the industry, and we need to have very efficient people for the industry, because through efficiency only we can go can climb up the ladder. Industry needs efficient people, and to become efficient, your institute has limitations to make you efficient. To getting into the efficiency slot, lies within you. If you don't try to do it yourself, that is your loss. And we don't want any inefficient people in the industry. So hope today onwards you will think in a different way. You will start redesigning your career. You will try to be more efficient, so that when you enter into the industry, you will be a different professional with better efficiency. Thank you very much.
I would like to express my sincere gratitude for the highly informative session conducted by Sir Sohan Roy. The presentation was both enlightening and engaging, delivering valuable insights that will undoubtedly benefit our professional development. The knowledge shared during the session will serve as a valuable resource for our future endeavors. Once again, thank you, sir, for your exceptional guidelines. Now, we will take a short 5-minute tea break and we'll be back soon for more exciting sessions. I request everyone to be back by 10:55.
മൈക്ക് ഡി ജെ സാർ പിന്നെ ഏതെങ്കിലും ക്യാമറ എടുത്തോ? വേറെ അത് തന്നെയാണല്ലോ. ആ
ഇത് ഇതിനു വേണ്ടിയാണ്.
ജസ്റ്റ് മൈക്കാണ്.
I kindly request all the students to have a notebook and a pen with you in the coming 5 minutes and return back to the hall before the break ends. Thank you.
Check, check, check. Check, check.
Requesting everybody to enter back into the hall for the continuation of the session.
Yeah, please. I'm just checking whether
Hello? Hello, tester. Hello? 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 Hello, tester. Hello?
Welcome back everyone. I hope you had a refreshing break. I kindly request all the participants to be seated and get ready for the next session. Thank you. Following our schedule, we're delighted to welcome Captain KJ Hilroy Christie, who will be delivering an engaging presentation titled Sustainable Ship Design, Balancing Propulsion, Maneuvering and Stability. Captain KJ Hilroy Christie is a distinguished naval architect and shipbuilding expert with over 4 decades of experience in various leadership roles across India's maritime sector. Currently serving as a consultant with private ship design agencies, he provides valuable guidance to senior designers on warship-related aspects, dedicating up to 40 hours advisory role. His career highlights include serving as the Vice President and Head of Ship Design at L&T Shipbuilding Chennai, where he led a team of 160 qualified designers and successfully delivered multiple projects including OPVs and a floating deck for the Ministry of Defense ahead of schedule. As Director of Shipbuilding at Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers, GRSE Kolkata, he managed a workforce of 3 personnel and played a crucial role in delivering various naval vessels including LST L ships and water jet fast attack crafts. One of the most significant contributions was as project director for the indigenous aircraft carrier INS Vikrant at Naval Headquarters, where he collaborated with international ship design agencies and led crucial design initiatives. His academic credentials include ship design agencies and led multiple design initiatives. His academic credentials include postgraduate studies at MIT, USA, and he has served as an adjunct faculty at IIT Delhi, teaching ship design and guiding students in various projects. Throughout his careers, Captain Christie has demonstrated exceptional leadership in shipbuilding, design, and project management while maintaining strong relationships with both government and private sector stakeholders in the maritime industry. His expertise span across warship construction, commercial vessel design, and implementation of modern technologies in shipbuilding. Sir, I welcome you onto the stage.
Hello? Yeah, can you hear me? Going to presenter mode. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, can you settle down? Then I will start. Yeah, but they have to settle down. Okay. Good morning to all of you. Yeah. Basically, I was listening to some of the speakers here, Mr. Babu Joseph and Sohan Roy. They were all trying to motivate you to learn something from this. Uh, so the next 15 minutes or so, I am going to be here. Now, how much you learn from this is all up to you. There was a nice introduction given by one of the cadets here about me. Like as all such introduction go, is all a little exaggerated. So you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Okay. Now, one major aspect of that introduction was missing. That is, I spent a huge amount of time as a student. So my experience in the whole process is that of a student. And I can assess the teachers. That means a lot of teachers, you know that you don't want to listen to them. Okay. So let me just tell you how the knowledge is generally transferred from a person to them. Like a lot of people think that knowledge is pumped, like you pump water onto a overhead tank. You can have the pump, keep pumping it, but there is a valve at the tank. If the valve is closed, then no water will get in. Now those valves are controlled by you. You have a valve in your mind. Now unless you are willing to open that valve, no amount of pumping is going to help you. Okay, nothing will get in. So that is what I am just trying to ask. A lot of valves are closed, so I am just asking them to open a little bit. Then there is another set of people, the knowledge is sucked in. That means you just have to put in a water in a bucket. If the person has got a pump which can suck that knowledge in, one doesn't have to really do anything. He learns by himself. So a lot of teachers, like a student, capability of a student is in how much knowledge he can suck in. A good student, like he sucks the knowledge in. So teacher, there is no great role to play if there is, on the other side, there is a good student. It is the bad student, you have to make them open the valve a little bit, want to listen to you, then some transfer can take place. So let's make this next 50 years a little worthwhile. Then what I wanted to ask one more thing is, I would like to have it interactive, but then I can see that it is not possible. It is, because you are too far away and too large. Another thing is that why should you listen to this lecture? That is the most important thing. I keep asking this question myself whenever I go and have to listen to somebody. Why should I listen to? There should be some benefit for you, and there should be benefit for me. For me, the benefit is that I have been here roaming around this place. Then I was curious about this place. Now that I've come in, so I got the benefit. Now you will get some benefit or not, we have to see. So just one more sentence before we start this. That is, see, you so far, what you have getting is you have been fed knowledge. That means you have been told various theories, and then you will be observing. Now that you will be getting into a professional life, so you will observe those things what you have learned. But the natural way of learning is that first you observe and then you try to figure out what it is. So that is going to happen after you become a professional. So we'll try to get some little glimpse of that. I've cut down a lot of slides. I had some other slides somewhere. So what I've realized that there's no point in, the slides are important only from one point of view. I don't want you to keep looking at my face and you will get bored after about 15-20 minutes. Okay, the slides are a distraction for you. So that is the way we'll do it. Okay, now, so a lot of you will be thinking that what is this balancing propulsion, maneuvering and stability? Some of you would be knowing it, at least by name. But balancing, what is it? So let's have a look at it. How much time I have? Somebody just tell me in case I'm overshooting. Okay. 50. That will already taken 5-10 minutes. So roughly about 40 minutes. And I would like to have some questions. So we'll try to sort of complete it fast. Okay. What is the purpose of a ship? Let's look at from a very fundamentals. The purpose of a ship is basically to carry something from somewhere to point A to point B. That's the only purpose. But add to that, you would like to take it at the cost-effective manner. That means, suppose you got a ship, another ship is trying to carry the same thing at a cheaper cost. Obviously, you will not get the. No. Hello. You tweaked something, no? So now it is becoming a little difficult. Earlier it was correct. For me, don't reduce the echo. Echo, you reduce it. Okay. Yeah. So now the circle is the one which carries the maximum. A sphere carries the maximum for the same surface area. Okay. So this is what a ship should be from an economic point of view. Now you can see that if it is a sphere, can you push it through water? You will not be able to push it through water. You will have a lot of energy. So what you do is you convert it into something like this shape. That means you reduce the circle into an elongated space. That is only because it will reduce the resistance. Reduce the resistance means it is basically going to cost much less when you want to travel from A to B. You will spend less energy, you will go faster. Okay, so this is exactly the reason the ship has got a shape like this. Otherwise, ideally for carrying, it should have just a circle or a sphere. Okay. Now let me look at ourselves. Is it the best shape for maneuverability? Okay. And or is this the best for stability? Now, I can't teach you all this because there doesn't have time, but have this question. Yes, maneuverability means for maneuverability it will be very thin, but if it's very thin, then you cannot carry it anything and it doesn't have stability. So balancing basically means how to balance this shape so that you have the best carrying capacity, you have the best maneuverability, and you have the best stability. Okay, stability, safety. First, most important part is safety. Okay, now I have a video. Okay, now let me just go back to a video. It's a YouTube video. I'll tell you the background of this video. During COVID, what I did was that I had to work from home. So there was plenty of time and I was generally getting bored. So I said, why not make a video? Okay, and I am very much interested in all this audio video thing. Okay, so let's see. It's a YouTube video. I put it in the YouTube because it was a big video. So sorry. Downloads. Yeah. I will tell you, I will not go through the full thing. Yeah. This is quite clear, right? Now, stability is that how the ship is safe under these conditions. That is what is the stability. That means once it is tilting to one side or rolling to one side, it should come back. Okay. So this is what is stability. Now I will try to explain to you because now this, I can see that the level of people is from here to here. So I have to find somewhere where everybody benefits out of this exercise. Okay, so I straight away go to one, yeah. Now, very interesting. So I thought I'll bring an egg, but then I was scared that it will break in my bag and then it will spoil the whole thing. Okay, so I'm just giving you the picture. Now see this. Is this egg stable? Yes or no? See. It is stable. It comes back. Okay. Yeah. Now you see what happens. It doesn't come back. So what is the difference between these two? Can you tell? Okay, let me make it little interaction. Is there anybody who volunteer to say what is the difference between the two? If you know this, you know stability of the ship. You may know stability of the ship, but if you can't explain this, then be sure that you don't know it so well. Okay. Anybody wanted to hazard a guess? There are no marks for it. And I will instruct all these people not to grade you based on the question you ask. Okay. Or whether it is good or bad. Anybody want to volunteer? It would give me some happiness that at least somebody is listening. Yeah? Okay. If person wants to walk, he can walk up to this point and ask. Okay, doesn't matter, we don't want to spend too much time asking, but I would have been very happy if somebody wanted to volunteer. So an egg on the side, it is stable, but when you put it vertically, it is not stable. Now let's dive deeper into the thing. So I will go jump to 2.45. That is where it is. Yeah. You see this. Now, I've just positioned the egg little mathematically. The left side is the one which is on the side, and the right side which is on vertically. Correct? Which is stable. Left side is stable. Okay. Yeah, your left side. And the right side is unstable. Why? Now think about it. Okay. Again, I'll just run the video a little bit and see. See, the G remains, then the reaction goes to the right. Okay, what happens in the other case? Keep thinking while it is happening. Where this will go? Yeah, now I'll just stop it there, barely. Now you see the difference. In one case, the reaction traveled quite a lot to the right. Okay, and therefore it is trying to push the egg back into the right upright position. Whereas in the right one, you see that S doesn't go much further to the right. Okay, in fact, it should go to the right of the G. Then it will push back. Now in this particular case on the right side, you will see that the egg will topple. That means S and G are trying to rotate the egg to make it topple. You understood? If somebody has understood, just nod. Okay, at least 3 people are nodding, so that's good. Okay, so this is exactly what is stability. I've just tried to give you an example because I realize that people may not know stability. We will hear GM, GZ, and so many things you will hear. But this is actually stability in a very simple way to understand. Now let me jump to the other last. This is 2.45, 7 minutes. Now you see, have a look at the picture on the left side and the picture on the right side. As the ship is moving, you can see the buoyancy is moving to the right, and this is all what is stability is about, as far as you are concerned. Okay, somebody who's designing, he will try to make equations out of it and draw curves and all that. But if you understand this much, I would say that you generally know stability. And why should you know about it? Okay. Now, the stability, yeah, we'll come back to. Okay. Of all the things, the 3 things we have mentioned, maneuvering, propulsion, and stability. Stability is the most important thing because if you don't have your ship which you are sailing doesn't have the stability or lose the stability, you can lose your life. If the propulsion is not there, still somebody will come and help you. You will stop. Maneuverability is not there, you can stop. But stability is something which you should know. And you should intuitively know. Suppose you are on board a ship, something terrible is, you will come to know that it is going to the side and it is not coming back, or it is taking a huge time to come back. That means there is something wrong, you should get worried. Okay, so that is why you should know stability. Now let us talk about maneuvering. I've just put 2 figures, okay. Just imagine you are on board a ship Okay. Now, how many of you are, okay, let me just ask, are you all supposed to know this? Or do you learn this as such? Or is the first time you are seeing this? Okay, just raise your hands who has seen it before. Nobody. Nobody has seen this curve on the left, this on the left. Has anybody seen it? Okay, I think some of the instructors have seen it, but not, you're a student? Okay. Yeah, I think only 2 people have seen it. So that is worrying me actually. So then, okay, you can see it for the first time, doesn't matter. That's also okay. Okay. Now tell me, you're on board a ship, you are going in a straight line. You give a starboard rudder. That means you push the rudder to the starboard. Basically making that you want to make starboard rudder means you're going to turn the ship to the starboard. That you're going to make a circle like this. So when you push the rudder to the starboard, this is, okay. What happens? There's a force which is trying to push the aft of the ship, that where the rudder is, to the port side. Okay, I have written port and starboard. So this particular force is going to push the ship to the port. Okay. So what happens? The immediate first reaction of this is that the ship will go to the left. Okay. And there's something which a lot of people don't understand. Momentarily, the ship will heel to the starboard, momentarily. Okay. Because the force is at the bottom. You're pushing the thing, rudder is at the bottom. So you push the thing to the bottom and momentarily it will go to the right. But then the ship will start turning slowly. That is around this. Okay, let me put a point. Yeah. Now, this will happen here, somewhere here. But as it goes closer to this, the ship will start turning to the right. Okay. When ship starts turning to the right, the orientation changes. And this is what is going to happen. Away from the circle. Okay. This is what happens. This you must know. How many of you know this? Raise the hand again. When the ship is turning, it is making a circle, it turns outboard. Nobody knows? Okay. So then you please look up. Because this is something which you have to know before you get out of this place. Okay, because if you go on board and your captain or whoever is asking, okay, which side it is going to turn and which side it is going to heel, if you are not able to say, very unlikely that you will continue. The chap will find another person. Okay, so these are some of the basics you have to learn. Okay, so I am just uncovering the subject for you. That means, see, these days you have internet, everything is available. You just ask a question to ChatGPT or Copilot or that DeepSeek, that Chinese software. Okay, they will all tell you so many things. So at least learn. Okay, if not taught here, okay, or you missed while it is being taught here, go off your own, because this knowledge is very important. As you go into your profession, people ask you this thing. What do you know? If you don't know, your life is at stake. Like Mr. Sohan Roy, I was listening, he was saying that, okay, you should follow your passion. Like some of you may be wanting to become a movie director or a movie actor or something like that. Okay. But arrive somewhere, like Mr. Sohan Roy has arrived somewhere. After that, you follow your passion. Okay. I don't have a problem because I'm retired. I don't have to worry about my future. But arrive somewhere, thereafter, you want to say that my parents have pushed me into this academy. Now I don't know what to do with it. Okay, but at least reach somewhere. Thereafter, you bifurcate and then go wherever you want. Okay, but you have to learn. So that's all I'm just trying to say. Okay, so just another thought to it. A ship turns outboard. But if you go a water scooter, you have seen a water scooter, some of you might have seen it, or if you have seen a hydrofoil craft, or you would have seen a speedboat. The speedboat turns inward, ship turns outboard. Now, if you know the difference, then you will know the maneuverability, etc. Okay, so I leave it with this much, and I don't want to spend too much time trying to explain or teach you, but I'm saying that certain things you have to know, and you have to realize that you don't know it. Nobody should tell you. Okay, it's not that somebody failed you in a exam and thereafter you try to learn. Learn even before you are, or doesn't matter, pass or fail doesn't matter, because the person who got the highest mark going out of this academy, still he doesn't know this. Let me tell you, that guy is not going to keep you on the job. Okay, he's not going to look at, he will take you based on your credentials or grade or score, etc. But to retain the job, you have to know. Okay. So now I will talk a little bit about propulsion. Again, going by the background of, going by the feedback I am getting, this is also not going to be so easy. Okay. But at least you have seen this picture somewhere? Huh? You know where is the main engine, there is a gearbox, and there is a propeller. This much we know. Correct. Okay. Now again, let us try to understand it from a very fundamental manner. I'm not put any equation, or I'm not, because when I learned it over a period of time for many years, it was all equation, mathematics, and terrible things. So I'm not subjecting you or unleashing those things onto you. But at least try to be with me when I say. Let's understand it from a force point of view. What does the engine do? Okay. See, main engine has, okay, I've taken for granted that this is a, diesel engine. The diesel engine basically means that it has got cylinders, and there are, combustion taking place inside the cylinder. That creates something known as brake mean effective pressure. Okay. That is what the engine does. And this effective pressure is converted into a torque, which comes on the shaft which is coming out of the engine. Okay. Now, this torque again goes for a conversion at the gearbox. Any marine engineer here? Marine engineering background? Marine engineering student? Who? Come. I am not going to eat you up. Yeah. Come, sit. Don't worry. I'll take care of your health and all that. Don't worry. Okay. So you tell me what happens in the gearbox. Marine engineer, no? Okay. So you will be which year? Final year. So after this you will be joining a ship. Correct. So, and you will be going inside the engine room. Okay. And you will be responsible for, okay, you will be second, third person or something like that, will be responsible for the upkeep of the engine. And so there will be a gearbox. What happens in the gearbox? Before and after. See, before you have put a torque into the gearbox, correct? Then after the gearbox, why do you need a gearbox? Suppose you don't have the gearbox directly connect the shaft to the propeller. Is there a problem? Okay, think about it. Okay. First, most important thing in the knowledge is that you should accept that I don't know it. Then you will learn. Half the time what happens, you think you know, but you don't know. That is a very terrible thing. And then you will try to push that thing into your subordinates, and that guy will not laugh in front of you, but he will go and laugh in his back that what nonsense this guy is talking. Okay, so learn little bit. So gearbox, what it does, it converts the torque. That means it magnifies the torque but reduces the RPM. Okay, that means the power remains same. Okay, then that thing is sent to the propeller, right? Now the propeller, there is a torque delivered to the propeller. So what happens is the propeller start rotating. It will. When will it stop? It will not keep higher and higher. Initially, it will start slowly. Then it will keep, and at some point in it will stop. It will not. The RPM will not go up further. Why? Okay, I'll answer. There is a reactive hydrodynamic torque because as the propeller RPM goes higher and higher, the reaction from the water becomes more and more. Okay, like initially you try to rotate something in the water, initially hardly any force is required, but as you go higher and higher, then the reaction becomes higher. So at some point in time, both will balance. That is the time the RPM will become steady and then nothing will move further. Correct? Okay. So what happens after that? You are not just interested in rotating the propeller. Okay. Now propeller converts, propeller is a machine which converts the torque, the rotational thing, into a linear force. That is a thrust. There is some efficiency, it loses some efficiency. And this thrust, when you push the ship, it will start slowly moving forward. Correct? We are starting from zero, it is moving forward. At what point in time, it will again stop. Ship will start going 1 knot, 2 knot, 3 knot, 4 knot. At some point in time, it will stop. That will stop when the ship resistance, which is coming from the water, balances the thrust. Whenever both are equal, it will stop. So it may happen at 20 knots, 25 knots, 30 knots, whatever time, how the ship is designed. Okay, this is the way whole thing works. Then let us talk a little more about the power. We talked about torque. See, engine power is converted into delivered power and is converted into thrust power at the propeller. This is actually from an energy point of view. Okay. Now we will talk about some efficiencies. Again, just giving you some names. I'm 100% sure you don't know this. Okay. But at some point in time, you have to learn. There will be efficiencies. There are shaft efficiencies. That means some loss of power through when it travels through the shaft to the propeller. That will be over 1 or 2%. Then there is something called an open water efficiency. That is conversion from the torque to the thrust, which will be of the order of about 60% or something. Most of the energy is lost there. Okay. Then the relative rotative efficiency, but I don't want to even talk about it. Then there's a hull efficiency. So these are all something which the designer knows. So for you, it must be sufficient to know that when you convert the power, at the propeller loses a lot of energy. Useful energy is not there. Okay. It's about 60%, 65%. Okay. This is all, that is what you need to understand. Now, something again I want to leave it, talk to you with respect to, let's say you see two ships, okay, identical ships. You go to the Kochi harbor or something, you will see two ships going. If I tell you one ship is more efficient than the other, how will you come to know? Any guess? You're looking from outside, from far away, but you can see both the ships going at the same speed. Okay. But one is more efficient than the other. How will you come to know? Any guess? Any volunteers? I know there won't be any volunteer, but still somebody who has the guts to stand up and give a wrong answer. Most welcome. Okay. If you look at the ship, behind the ship, in one case there will be a lot of churning of water. lot of disturbance. The other one, of course, there will be some waves associated with both the ships. But if you look just behind, in one ship, you'll have a lot of churning disturbance, in other one quite smooth. Those churning, those water which is disturbed are the one which is carrying the energy away. Okay, useful energy is being carried, So something which goes very, very smoothly without any disturbance, less disturbance is the most efficient because it is not disturbing the environment. Disturbing the environment means that the useful energy is taken away from the ship and then thrown outside. Okay. This is all, and I don't think I should, torture you with any more such slides and all that. Okay. So now I will open it for questions. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I will open it for questions now in case somebody, any question, doesn't matter. You can also ask and say, what do you think? Should I continue this course or get out? That also I can answer. Yeah. There is no right or wrong question. Okay. And there are no marks for questions. But there can be some mark for asking a question that I will request them. That somebody has the guts to ask a question, please give him just 10% more mark. Maybe that should serve as a motivation for you to ask something at least. You guys are all at least coming here and talking something. I was told the lady cadet or lady student, you have any question? Huh? No. Yeah. So I have to ask question myself and answer. Don't worry about it, just ask. Okay, let me ask you a question. How do you find the course here? Just let's see, at least that much you can answer. Just one of you stand. Yeah. Because I have to fill, because if I don't spend 50 minutes, then these people, you don't disturb anything, please. Yeah. Unless, they will tell, sir, what is the point in bringing you here? Nobody is interested. Nobody is asking any question. They will take money from me, actually, for wasting your time.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Harish.
Yeah, come to the front. Yeah, he deserves a big applause. Yeah.
Sir, I'm Harish speaking from GME. Sir, I have a question that in the industry in the future, won't like ships become more autonomous? Won't manpower be reduced and won't that affect the industry job wise? Okay. Won't it affect our careers later on? Maybe in 10 years, won't it affect us job scarcity and etc.? I want to know how it would be. Do you think it'll become autonomous soon?
Okay. Okay, understood. The question I have understood. It doesn't matter what I think. Okay. Whatever is going to happen will happen. So your concern is, yes, it is not only in ship industry, every field. Now they are scaring people with this artificial intelligence. It will take everybody. You don't need me to come here. Some artificial intelligent robo, much better looking robo will come and then stand there and then give you a good lecture. You can ask questions. All these things, people are worried. Okay. So my simple answer to that, a lot of things are going to happen in the world. Just don't worry about it. Your only worry should be now, do you learn something from here and you can get the first job? Okay. This will happen after 20 years, 30 years. By the time you decide you can become a Malayalam film actor, or you can look very nice, or you can become a musician, you can do so many things. Okay. But that is not going to happen tomorrow, day after tomorrow, in 5 years, 10 years time. Okay. So when it happens, let's see what happens about it. But today, tomorrow, there is something to be done. So focus on to that. Yeah. Good. Anyway, good question. I'm happy that somebody has, I could say this.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Now one more person. Yeah, come. Whoever is holding the mic should ask a question. Yeah. You're holding it, so why don't you ask a question? You may ask as well ask a question.
Sir, giving respect to your age, to all the students or the cadets who are aspiring to be at the highest position of whatever they're studying towards, what kind of tip or what kind of knowledge would you share that you think that everybody should possess? What is that one thing that everybody should know that you feel like they don't know?
Okay, what knowledge everybody should possess? The most important thing, it is not the knowledge, it is attitude. Let me correct a little bit difference. What is that attitude you should have? The attitude you should have is basically, suppose you don't know something, you must convince yourself first that you don't know it. Because other people, they will enemy, before you, they will come to know that you don't know it. But most difficult part is that you themselves, person doesn't know that he doesn't know it. So you have to get out of that. So accept it, you should be smart enough to know that you don't know it. That is the first part of that. Then, see, it is like, for example, knowledge is very subjective. Like somebody asks you to design a computer, that is also knowledge. You don't need it because somebody else is giving it. So you should know what is that specific skill set or knowledge which will help you, not 10 years from now, but today. This is what is the thing. Now, I can only say one thing, that the most important knowledge, what you should possess, is that you should get along with people. You know, the attitude I'm not talking about. You should be not afraid to ask questions. Learn from your colleagues, because after you leave, the teachers won't be there because nobody is interested in teaching you. So you should possess that attitude of observing, learning, seeking help if you don't have. For that, one most important thing what you need is good communication. Communication is not that you know how to speak good English or any other language. Communication is basically, you have something in your mind, you should be able to convert it into words. Okay, maybe wrong English, not such a great sounding English, maybe heavily accented English. So many things can happen. But that is, nobody is interested in all that. You should be able to seek knowledge. That is the most important thing. Not what knowledge you want to have, because knowledge is plenty and you should know what knowledge you should decide. Tomorrow you hear Mr. Elon Musk talking about cars, Tesla or something or the other, and you try to learn how to make a electric car. That is not the knowledge you want. The knowledge what you want is that how the ship is propelled today. Okay, will it be safe? What is the effect of stability? It's a knowledge which is basically subjective to that particular time. Okay, and as we go along, you will have to change what knowledge you are seeking. So that's all I can say. Yeah.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. You tell me when to stop. More or less done? Okay, thank you. It's a great relief for me that I don't have to ask you, and it's a greater relief for you that you don't have to go through this again. Okay, thank you very much. Take care.
Can I just pull it out? Okay.
Thank you, sir, for the speech that left a lasting impression. Exciting topic. Senior Director of Research and Development. Solutions, particularly in decarbonizing technologies. His extensive expertise in offshore oil and gas and naval architecture has been key to the company's success as the largest consultancy in the Middle East with operations in 26 countries. This morning, Mr. Basan will be sharing his insight on energy efficiency and its importance in the future of international shipping, a topic of critical relevance as the global maritime industry pivots towards a greener, more sustainable future. We welcome you, sir.
Hello. All good, all good. Fine, fine. So cadets, how's it going? All good? Yeah. So I joined Aries Marine in the year 2003. So over the past 22 years in Aries, I had been lucky enough to be part of so many projects of Aries, big and small. So in the recent 8 to 10 years of my career, there have been a lot of interest in green technologies and improvement in energy efficiency of ships, basically due to regulatory pressure. So, as Christy sir said, he is still learning. I am also learning in my career. At this point of my career, I am also learning. Especially in this green solutions sector. I had been spending my time for the past 8 to 10 years. Why I am learning is because the green energy sector and the energy efficiency applicable to ships, that is also in the stage of its infancy. Everybody is in the learning stage. Even the authorities who make the rules and regulations, the IMO, International Maritime Organization, the classification societies, the European Union, and the local authorities who are studying the ship operations, monitoring the ship efficiencies, they are all in the process of studying how to improve the efficiency of ships. So it is not in its peak, but in its infancy. So since I've been working in this sector for the past 8 years, I just wanted to share what I have learned over these years and what I have, what I know. I just want to share my thoughts and what I have learned over these years. So the topic what I will be talking about will be the energy efficiency and its importance in future of international shipping. So the contents what will be covered will be the driving force of global decarbonization initiatives, the Paris Agreement, the sectors, the global polluting sectors, not only the maritime sector, but in a the global picture of polluting sectors. The initiatives of various countries for decarbonizing the globe, initiatives in the maritime decarbonization sector, the works of International Maritime Organization, the works of European Union, some of the key regulations in the maritime sector, its impact in the ship operations and in maritime sector, some green technologies and what Aries is doing in this sector. So that is
the nutshell of what I will be covering in this presentation. So, ladies and gentlemen, this picture you might have seen a lot of times while searching internet. So this is a picture of how the global warming is affecting our climate and climatic condition and temperatures. So, see, we are emitting a lot of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, and that is warming the globe. So if no action is taken, this is going to increase the pollution level, and the global warming level is going to increase. So what will happen if the global warming increases? So one of the main thing that is going to happen would be the temperature, the global temperature will be increasing, the ice is going to melt, the sea level will be increasing, we will be losing our living space, especially in the coastal areas. That is one of the impacts. Another impact would be the climate will be very difficult for human race and the other animals to live, animals and plants to live on. And that will lead to catastrophic medical issues, and the quality of living that will also go down. So we need to take action. We need to take action to get the global warming to a lower level for us to live peacefully, for us to live in a better world. So for that, you cannot cut the use of fossil fuels, or you cannot stop the emissions all of a sudden. You need to burn fuels for the industries to work, for our comforts. We need to use fossil fuels, but we need to reduce the use of fossil fuels. So some sort of actions has to be taken to reduce the global warming. So we need to take action so that we have to limit the global warming to a comfortable levels. So some of the driving forces that that prompted the globe to think about green energy and reducing emissions. One of the main events was the Paris Agreement. So does anybody know? So it's actually a meeting that has been held in Paris in 2015. Around 200 countries attended this meeting. To be precise, 196 countries. And in the meeting, they decided to take efforts. Each country will take measures to reduce their emissions. And they have set a target that we will limit the global warming to +2 degrees by the end of this century. Okay, there will be global warming, but the increase in global warming, we will keep it to 2 degrees by 2100, and we will try to limit it to 1.5 degrees. So that is the decision taken globally by the 196 countries while meeting in Paris in 2015. So that has been a key incident in all these global countries taking measures in reducing the emissions and keeping the global warming under check. So how this how will be this implemented? That is implemented by nationally determined contributions by individual countries. So these nationally determined contributions are not standard for all countries, because each country will take steps that is according to their capability, their financial stability, their political stability. For example, developed countries like Europe, America, and Canada, they can spend a lot of money for green initiatives. But some other countries, like the poor countries, like countries in Africa or in Southeast Asia, they cannot spend much money, they don't have the financial position to go for big green initiatives. So each country, they will decide their nationally determined contributions according to their financial and political conditions. So one example, one of the examples of nationally determined contributions is in India right now. You will not get these normal fans. You will get only the LDC fans. That is high efficiency fans. The normal fans, the production has been stopped. That is a decision taken by India government to reduce the consumption of electricity, reduce the consumption of power, and thereby reduce the coal burned in our thermal power plants. So that is one step, which is a small nationally determined contribution. Another is why are we going for the BS notation, BS 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6? That is also a standard to reduce emissions. Our cars, they started at ballast stage 1. They went through 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we are at BS 6. So that is also a nationally determined effort by the government to limit the pollutions and to keep the global warming under check. So now going into the polluting sectors. So we are maritime. We belong to the maritime sector, but maritime sector is one of the smallest polluting sectors with 3%. That is its share of pollution. The biggest polluting sector is the power generation sector. That is the power that we use in our houses, in our industries. This sector is the biggest polluting sector, which with 25%. Industries is the next. Agriculture, these also are biggest polluting sectors. Then comes transportation with 14%, aviation 3%, and other miscellaneous 10%. So we are lucky that our shipping sector is working efficiently, and we are only a very small polluter. So now, again coming to the nationally determined contributions, what are the global community? What is each country's doing to fight the global warming, and what are the steps they are taking? See, the European Union, they have a target of achieving net zero by 2050. So they have decided to go carbon neutral by 2050. And they have intermediate targets also. By 2030, they will be reducing the GST, greenhouse gas emissions, by 55%. And 2040, they will be having a policy changes for setting climate targets. And they have intermediate targets. They have many political and technical schemes like the European Green Deal, European Climate Law, Fit for 55 schemes, Fuel EU Maritime, and EU ETS. So these are certain steps Europe is taking to reduce emissions. And out of this, the EU ETS, that is the European Union Emission Trading System, and Fuel EU Maritime, these two are steps specifically for maritime sector, which we will discuss in detail in coming slides. So USA, they have also set a target of net zero by 2050. See, recently the Trump administration, they have withdrawn from the Paris Agreement. So this will be disrupted. So how long it will be disrupted is unknown. But since the global community is working for net zero targets, we hope USA also will join back the Paris Agreement soon. So initially they have also set targets for 2050 for achieving climate neutrality. Canada has also set targets for climate neutrality, that is net zero by 2050. And they also have intermediate targets and policy changes to achieve this. So coming to some other countries like China, they have net zero targets by 2060. Brazil, again, net zero by 2060. Nigeria also set targets between 2050 and 2070. They will be achieving their targeting by India. India has set targets for achieving net zero by 2070. So these are all some of the developed countries and developing countries setting their targets for achieving net zero. And it's between 2050 and 2060 and 2070, these countries are setting their targets. So now, what happens to these countries? These countries like African countries like Chad, Burundi, Niger, Sierra Leone, Somalia, Ethiopia, Rwanda, and Uganda. So these countries are very poor countries. So they are not in a position to think about climate neutrality or getting energy efficient operations. Their primary focus will be food, shelter, and clothing to their citizens. So they will not be in a position to think about cutting fossil fuels. So what will they do? They will not be able to think about energy efficiency right now. So they need to go through a step-by-step process before thinking about energy efficiencies. So they need to achieve the economic development first. Then only they will be able to think about sustainable energy. So for getting the basic needs for their citizens and for achieving economic development, they need cheap energy. And cheap energy comes from this burning coal, oil, and natural gas. So the point here is, while we are talking about global warming, energy efficiency, and net zero, some of the poor countries in the world, they are not in a position to think about energy efficiency or sustainable energy. So they will burn fossil fuels until they achieve a sort of economic and political stability that some of the developed countries and developing countries are enjoying right now. Once they achieve that, they will think about global warming and energy efficiency. So, ladies and gentlemen, this energy efficiency and global decarbonization, that is not a straightforward solution. So, it depends on various socio-economic status and condition of each country. So the economically developed countries like the Canada, European Union, and other developing countries, they will have to compensate for the emissions of the underdeveloped countries also. So now let's come to the maritime sector and maritime decarbonization. That is our core focus. So on the maritime sector, the rules and regulations for achieving this decarbonization and energy efficiency, that is being made by mainly by these three organizations. One is the International Maritime Organization, another is European Union, and the local flag authorities are also working in this direction. IMO, as you know, they are making rules applicable to the whole maritime community around the world. European Union is making rules, a set of rules. They are making set of rules for that is applicable to ships operating in Europe and ships that is taking cargo from other countries to Europe also. And local flag authorities like Singapore, Qatar, and UAE, they are making their own rules applicable to their oil fields and ships operating in their waters. So these are the authorities that are working on the rules and regulations. IMO has already implemented the EEXI and CAI for reducing the emissions. European Union has implemented the emission trading system. That is, the emission trading system is basically a tax that is applicable on carbon dioxide emitted from ships. So for each ton of carbon dioxide emitted for ships doing voyages in Europe, they have to pay taxes. Fuel EU Maritime is again implemented by European Union. This is setting a standard for the fuel that is used for propelling ships. To be precise, it regulates the carbon content in the fuel that is being used on ships. And there are certain local rules applicable. The main country that is that has worked is Singapore. They have their own blueprint for their harbor vessels. So some of the works of IMO have set targets for shipping to reach net zero by or around 2050, and they have also intermediate targets to achieve 40% carbon dioxide emissions by 2030, reduce greenhouse gas emissions by at least 20% by 2030, and reduce greenhouse gas emissions by at least 70% by 2040. So these are the goals. The ultimate goal is to reach net zero by or around 2050. And to achieve that, IMO has implemented short-term measures like EEXI and CAI, which was implemented in 2023. And IMO is also working on some midterm measures. That is an economic element which focus on setting a price on greenhouse gas emissions. That is also in line with the European Union's EU ETS. Setting a price for each ton of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions that is being emitted. There also a marine fuel standard is also being set by IMO. The marine fuel standard is the carbon content of the fuel that is being used on ships. That the standard, the carbon content, the allowable carbon content reduces over time. So in 2025, you are allowed to burn fuels that has a particular carbon content. In 2030, it will reduce by 2%. In 2035, it will again reduce. So it goes exponentially reducing. So that at some particular point of time, you will be allowed to use only green zero emission fuels. Now coming to the works of European Union, European Union has also set goals of net zero by 2050. They have also short-term measures already implemented, EEXI and CAI implemented, and upcoming 2024 they have implemented EU ETS, and in 2025 from this year onwards the fuel EU Maritime will be in implementation. So again, EU ETS is the carbon tax on each ton of carbon dioxide emitted, and fuel EU Maritime is setting a quality for the fuel that is being used on ships. So today you can use heavy fuel oil. Tomorrow, that means over time, you will have to go for greener and greener fuels. So, comparing the works of IMO and European Union, you can see that both are working in the same direction, and their targets are also converging. Both IMO and European Union, they target net zero by 2050. Both are going for carbon taxes. Both are also going for setting fuel standards that is to be used on ships. The standards will get stricter and stricter over time. So the ships that is working on heavy fuel oil right now, they will have to go for better fuels at a later stage like LNG or methanol. Then after some time, they will also have to go for operate on greener fuels, zero emission fuels. So that is the works that is being done by IMO and European Union. So now, basically the key decarbonization regulations that are of importance are the EXI, CII, EU ETS, that is Emission Trading System, Fuel EU Maritime, and local flag authorities rules. So here in this graph you can find how the fuel standard is getting improved over time. So you could see that until 2030, the quality of the fuel, that is, it has to be improved by 2%. So by 2035, you have to still further improve, and the carbon content of the fuel gets reduced over time. And by 2050, the carbon content has to be reduced to 80%. So that is a target that is being set by European Union right now. So the nutshell of this this rule is that you will have to go for greener and greener fuels over time. So the impact to the ship operators and the impact to the ships is like, on a short term, to improve the efficiency of the ships, you will have to use some short-term energy efficiency methods. In midterm, the ships can no longer work on heavy fuel oil. They will have to go for better fuels like methanol or LNG or some other fuels that has a lower carbon content, and they have to phase out old and inefficient ships. That is the impact in the midterm. And in the long term, the ships has to be operating on zero carbon fuels or near zero carbon fuels. So that is the impact in the long term. So the intention of the rules and regulations is to phase out old and inefficient ships, and to promote ships that is being run on zero carbon fuels. So now some of the technologies that can improve the efficiency of the ships in short term, these are some of the energy efficiency technologies. The Flettner rotor is something, it's a cylindrical structure that is rotating. So while rotating this cylindrical structure, this will create a forward thrust due to the flow around the Flettner rotor. So it will give an additional thrust. This Flettner rotor will give somewhere around 6 to 8% efficiency to a ship. The ventifoil is also something that will give somewhere around 4 to 6% of efficiency to a ship. Snake root duct and Mavis duct. These are two structures, two fittings that will streamline the flow around the propeller, which will give somewhere around 2% efficiency. Propeller bose cap fin, that will give you somewhere around 1 to 2% efficiency. There are technologies like kites that could waste heat recovery, that will give somewhere around 4 to 6% of efficiency. That is capturing the heat in the exhaust air, and also in the cooling water circuit, there will be hot water. So capturing these energies and utilizing it for ship operation, that is the waste heat recovery. Again, the LNG dual fuel conversion is an option that can give you around 15 to 25% efficiency. Retrofit drives. See, on ships, most of the ships, the pumps operate in its maximum capacity. Whereas in many circumstances, pumps, they don't need to work on maximum capacity, but they are designed to work on maximum capacity. So variable frequency drives adjust the working of these pumps. When less flow is required, they will operate on low RPM. When higher flow is required, they will operate on higher RPM. So VFDs adjust the RPM according. Profit of VFDs will give you somewhere around efficiency. Cold ironing is something that you could use it on ports. Cold ironing means external power from port is given to the ships, so that on ports they can shut down the engines and generators and work on electricity. Hull air lubrication, it is lubricating the hull using air bubbles. And data-driven decarbonization is it has got huge potential. So while operating the ship, you will get a lot of data regarding the ship's RPM, the power, the consumption of fuel. So using this data that is being collected on board, you can optimize the operation of the ship operation. So this will give you huge benefits. By analyzing this data, you can find out where is operating in a wrong way, where we can optimize the fuel consumption, and this will give you somewhere around up to 15% efficiency you will achieve using this data study and data analysis. Ultrasonic anti-fouling is something that will avoid the fouling of ship's hull. Some probes will be fitted on the hull that will produce ultrasound that will prevent the barnacles and the fouling. That will prevent those from attaching to the hull. So new technologies like batteries are also being used as green technologies. Methanol injection system. It's a technology that injects a small amount of methanol to the fuel that will improve the combustion and reduces fuel consumption. So installation of LED lights is again a good technology that can reduce the consumption of electricity. One of the latest technologies is carbon capture and storage. So this is a technology that captures the carbon from the exhaust and store it in cylinders or store it as chemical compounds. So this is an important technology that is considered as one of the big technologies in future. Yeah. So these are the energy efficiency technologies, and coming to the zero emission fuels. A lot of research is going on in the fuel standards and producing zero emission fuels. right now, ammonia and hydrogen that those are considered as zero emissions fuels of the future. Also, e-methanol and biofuels are also they have already developed, and they are being studied for preparation for production in industrial quantities. So these are quantities required for the industry. So the industry has to develop its infrastructure to produce it in quantities that is required for the industry. So, to talk about what Aries is doing on the decarbonization sector, it is we have been working, Aries has been working in the decarbonization sector for the past 10 years. So what we have been doing is there are a lot of technologies available in the market like this. For the owners to adopt to optimize their ship operations. But which technology to go for, that depends from ship to ship. Each ship is different. So the technology that is suitable for one ship, that will not be suitable for the other. So we need to select the best technology that is suitable for each ship. So a whole lot of study, a technical study and some commercial study that need to be done before the owners to take a decision on what technology to go for your ship to operate in an efficient way. Aries had been studying, doing such studies, helping the ship owners and ship managers to decide on the technologies to go for their ships. And we are also providing assistance during the ship profits in the shipyard. So once the technologies are selected, they will go to the shipyard for the profits. So we also manage the projects at shipyards. So a whole lot of research and development is going on in this green technologies and green field. So basically providing assistance to shipyards, ship owners and ship managers to decide on the technology, implement the technology, and for the compliance of regulations while operating the ship. So that is the services that Aries is doing right now. So to the regulation of maritime that gets stricter and stricter over time. So I again reiterate that the impact of these regulations are like you will have to go for energy efficiency measures to improve the efficiency of your existing ship. And in the midterm, you will have to phase out your old and inefficient vessels. And in long term, you will have to go for ships that will be operating on zero carbon fuels. So this is the impact of the regulations on decarbonization and green technologies for the shipping industry. So the point to be noted here is that these are not just some but this is a collective responsibility we have to implement as future ship operators and ship owners and ship managers. You will be going to some companies and occupying key positions. So it is not just a regulatory compliance that this means. This is our responsibility to reduce the emissions and operate our ships in a most efficient way. Okay, so that ends my presentation here. So if you have any questions, please ask me. Anybody? No? Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the very best. So I just wanted to tell you one more thing. Um, uh, when you go in, with my experience, what I have experienced recently is that more and more new technologies had been, they are being adopted by the ship owners and ship managers these days. So while going forward, the ship owning and ship operating industry, there had been a traditional, there had been a traditional way. But right now, the adoption uh, that calls for frequent updation of your knowledge and frequent, you need to be acquainted with the new technologies, what is happening in the, what is happening with the IMO, what are the developments in the European Union. So these are going to be implemented step by step in each coming year. So you need to be updated with your knowledge and updated with the developments in the industry. So as aspiring sailors and aspiring ship operators, this is my advice to you to keep updated on the new technologies and new developments that is happening. Be updated, be aware of all these things. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful session. Moving on to our next session is an online session by Dr. Deepthi Mankad on the topic Psychology, Safety and Mental Health at Sea. Dr. Deepthi Mankad is founder of MindSpeak and is a professional development trainer and consultant. She has a doctorate in multiple intelligence and is a gold medalist from University of Mumbai. She is working in the maritime sector from past 15 years. She is serving as a client and project manager and wellness coach at Sailor Society UK. Recently, she got awarded the Bharat Vibhushan Award at the Delhi Vidhan Sabha by the Speaker of the Parliament, Shri Vikas Goyal. Also received Maharashtra Ratna Award 2024 from the hands of Educational Minister. She has been a pioneering in starting the psychological first aid program for seafarers. She has also conducted the first ever mental health awareness survey, India, which was endorsed by the Director General of Shipping in 2023. She has been conducting trainees and other services to shipping companies like Synergy, Goodwood Marine Services, K-Line, Epic Gas, Scorpio, Seaspan, CLN, MTM, etc. And also institutes like International Maritime Training Center, MMTI, TS Chanakya, Anglo-Eastern Maritime Academy, Kalani Maritime Institute, Institute of Maritime Studies, Goa, MANIT, Maritime Engineering and Research Institute, IMU, and much more. She has also provided counseling services for seafarers and their families. Now let's welcome Dr. Deepthi for our outstanding session on the sea mental health.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible? All right. So thank you so much for having me today for this session, and thank you for the introduction. So I know it's been a bit delayed, but nevertheless, this is something I've been looking forward to. So my session is a non-technical session. It is mostly on psychological safety as well as on mental health. All right. I would like to share my presentation. Can you allow me to do so, please? I will need permission to share the presentation. Thank you. All right, I hope the presentation is visible to all of you. So, I am here representing Civil Society, and I'm very privileged to be a part of that NGO, which is one of the oldest NGOs of seafarers, more than 203 or 4 years old now. So, my topic with you all will be on psychological safety, which is a very critical element for seafarers' mental health and wellness. Now, this is a very new concept which has come, and as seafarers, you need to also be aware of what it means. Why is it that we are talking so much about mental health today, and why has it become a priority? All right, for all persons belonging to the maritime industry. So let's start off the session. Firstly, just let's understand that when we do talk about mental health and physical health, mostly people talk about it separately. Generally, if I ask you a question, how are you doing? And you say, oh, I'm doing fine, I'm doing great. That's because we only represent ourselves in our physical state. So if I don't have cough, if I don't have fever, if I don't have cold, that means I'm physically well. I don't have blood pressure, I'm physically well, so that means I'm well. But the fact is, mental health and physical health cannot be compartmentalized. They both are interrelated and interdependent on each other. So when we talk of mental health, firstly, there's so much stigma which is attached to the word mental that whenever we ask a person on mental health, people don't talk about it very openly. So first thing we need to understand is that whether it is mental health or physical health, they both form a very integral part of our well-being and both are health to us. Alright? So when we speak about mental health, you'll be surprised to know that 1 in 4 people have mental health issue. Okay, this is a global figure. So say for example, if we have 100 people attending, I'm just giving a rough figure in person, then if it's 1 in 4, that means at least 40 people in the audience could have a mental health problem. Alright? So it is that serious an issue when we talk about mental health problems. Alright? So when we discuss on mental health and why is it so important, I'm sure you all must be aware of the United Nations. So the good health and well-being sustainable development goals calls for 80% of the nations to integrate mental health into primary healthcare by 2030. Now we are already in 2025 now, right? So just 5 more years to go. However, WHO, that the World Health Organization, data published in 21 showed that only 25% of the nations had a system in place to do so. Now, when we see such a small number, that is only 25%, have a system, it clearly shows that mental health has never been given a priority. It's very funny, you know. So if I ask you, you're not feeling well, I go to the doctor and you say, yeah, I have an appointment with the doctor. And I always, the response will be, take care, take your meds and all. But suppose I tell you that, okay, I have an appointment with a psychiatrist. The people will just look at you and may not say something on your face, but the minute you walk off, they'll start gossiping. Oh, does she have a mental health problem? Is she mentally not fine? What could be the reason? Right? So we always see it in a very different eye. And that's the reason even today, in many countries, mental health is still not given that much importance. But now, the IMO has come out and made it as a priority. Today, all the companies are talking about mental health. Today, they want to do something for the well-being of their seafarers, and that is what is changing. But of course, the change is slow. But it has taken a long while to bring that change. So when we talk about well-being, and you all are going to soon be entering, in fact, you're already a part of the maritime industry, let's understand that when we talk about mental health and well-being, what are we actually aiming at?
like otherwise you will not feel the environment. This is beautiful.
We are treating each other as a family. Forget what is your nationality. You are Swedish, you are Norwegian, you are Croatian, you are Filipino. We are team as a whole.
How do we make life seem enjoyable, not just bearable? We want to make it enjoyable. We want people to thrive and see. Well-being at its very simplest is a sense of feeling healthy and well and happy and contented. Trying to be positive about things rather than negative, having meaningful relationships with people, having meaning in your life, meaning and purpose, and having a sense of achievement. And it doesn't take a lot to change it. It's a bit like going to the gym. You've got to be committed to do it.
Every day when there is overload something, machinery is broken, I will discover more and more, and I can expand my knowledge and share it to my colleagues.
I go on and then it's just changing mind because now there's captain sitting off to 1 o'clock and if I share say something more around than the emails and the paperwork and things like that.
You will be here for 9 months, so it's very good to maintain a very good relationship with each other because in everyday life, they are the ones who will be there for you if you have any problems. If you need help, then they will be the one.
Normally, every Saturday afternoon, we are playing basketball just to hang out, and we are so happy. We just play like a family, like brothers.
By having somebody, you are happy. That's what I try to put in my life.
Even if you have a problem, try to think that all of the problem is a solution. Every day, take it as a blessing and always positive vibe.
Right? So when you're out at sea, obviously, mental health and well-being is extremely important. Firstly, you must understand that it is a very different profession you have chosen. So I also belong to a seafarer's family, and I have so many in my family who have been out at sea, some are still out at sea. So one thing you need to know, it is a fantastic profession. All right, it is a very, very rewarding profession, but it comes in with certain sacrifices. It comes in with a lot of hard work, and it comes in with a lot of perseverance. All right. So when you are going to be choosing this career option and you're going out at sea, it is a demanding profession. It's a high-risk profession. So it's essential that you understand you have to take care of yourself when you're out at sea. So we understand what mental health is. Let me just quickly give you an understanding because there's a difference in mental health and in mental illness. Alright? So when you talk of mental health, it comprises of 3 things. That is your emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So emotions deal with how you feel, psychological deals with your mind, how you think, and social deals with how you act. So how do you respond or react in any given situation? Now, our mental health is something which allows us to take decisions, to handle certain consequences, to handle certain situations also. And it depends a lot on the way we interact with people, the way we handle stress in our life, and the way we make our choices. So let's take a simple example to understand this concept. Now, I'm sure you're so many students here. Now, suppose you get a call from a principal and he tells you that you've been selected in a very big company. So how are you going to feel emotionally at that time? You'll be extremely happy. Psychologically, what do you think that, wow, I did it, and you have a sense of pride. Socially, how do you act or respond? You will share the news with your family, with your friends. So on that day, your mental health is extremely positive, thriving, and you're in the best of it. But suppose your principal calls and tells you that, excuse me, see, you're failing 2 papers in your examinations. Now how are you going to feel emotionally? You're going to feel very, very sad. You'll be extremely upset. What will you think psychologically? My God, how will I face my friends? How will I face my family? how could this happen to me? Socially, what do? You're cut off from people, maybe on that day, you want to be all by yourself, and you are extremely low. So on that day, your mental health is on the lower side, right? So your mental health is never constant, just like your physical health. It will keep fluctuating according to the circumstances, okay? But people with strong mental health have the ability to handle every day-to-day event or even the stress which they encounter, they are able to face it. Alright? So emotions, feeling, psychological thinking, and social is your response. Now, when we talk of mental health, it basically is powerful and directly impacts our thoughts, feelings, and actions. So, like I said, it influences how we handle stress, active relationships, make day-to-day choices, and most importantly is when you are in a positive mental health state, it will allow you to handle stresses better. It will help you to make more healthy decisions and enjoy life to the fullest. Alright? Most importantly, it has a direct impact on your work performance. But if you're in a poor state of mental health, then it makes your life very challenging and definitely it can bring down your work performance as well. So, when we talk of mental health, the level of psychological safety in workplace has a direct impact on everyone's mental health. So when you work on board, psychological safety is also very important. I'm sure this is a new terminology for you, so I'm going to be explaining to you first what it actually means. Because you're still not stepped on board, and it's important for you to understand this concept as well. So when we talk about an individual's mental health, it can be negatively impacted by many factors in a workplace. It could be poor support, it could be poor workspace relationship, poor role clarity, and either I don't know job demand. Now, one key aspect that can also negatively impact one's mental health is low levels of psychological safety. I must be wondering I'm using the word a lot. Yes, because this has come new into our maritime field and this is something we're taking it up extremely seriously. So as newcomers and as freshers, you also need to understand what it actually means. So in simple terms, psychological safety is the belief that one will not be punished or humiliated for speaking up with ideas, questions, concerns, or mistakes, and that the team is safe for interpersonal risk taking. In simple words, when you are, say for example, in your classroom, there's a session going on, like there's a workshop going on, and if you feel that something is not right, or maybe you have a different interpretation of a particular aspect of the topic, if you raise your hand and say that, no, sir, I think it is not this way, it's this way, right? So first you should have the courage to speak up. And if you're speaking up, but if you get humiliated for that and say that, oh, come on, who are you to tell me? Sit down, don't talk after, who are you to question me on that? That means that environment is not psychologically safe. I hope you understand. So if you feel that you want to question, you have a doubt, you have a concern, and when you speak up for it, at that point of time, if you're encouraged and if you're taken in a very, very positive manner, that means that is psychological safe environment for you. So when we talk about psychological safety, in very simple words, when a workplace lacks psychological safety, that means you're always in fear. If I speak up, I'll be reprimanded or I'll be humiliated. And I will not be able to pull up myself in front of seniors or even my co-workers or even otherwise. That means that environment for you, that work environment is not psychologically safe. Alright? So some ways that lack psychological safety which can impact your mental health. Alright? Let's understand what could those reasons be. First, if you have unhealthy family dynamics can unconsciously be created in workplace and can become a direct mirror of trauma. Now, let me give you a simple example here. Suppose, there is a fight at home. Maybe your parents are going through divorce. Maybe, the environment which you were brought up was not so healthy. Maybe you had a childhood trauma. Now, when you're going to work, and if that comes out, or if that is impacting you, it is going to impact your performance on board as well. Alright? Now, seafarers who aren't able to express themselves fully at work can shut down and deny their authentic selves also. So maybe, as freshers when you go there, always be a hesitation. Should I speak up or not? If you're feeling in a certain manner, if you have an opinion, but you're not able to express that, that is also something which will create a barrier. So we need to understand that it's okay to speak up, but you should know how to speak up. It's very essential that you are able to express yourselves. Now, experiencing shame at the hand of a superior in a meeting can also damage self-esteem. Now, sometimes you may have heard stories that, oh, the freshers are treated badly. It's not true always. Please remember, don't go by somebody else's stories. Make your own experiences when you're going on ship, right? But yes, if superiors are ill-treating you, or they insult you, or they tell you, oh God, you're good for nothing, you don't do anything, you've not learned anything, then that can create a self-doubt, which can bring down your self-esteem as well. Right? So it works both ways. One, you being able to speak up, but the others, the leaders and the seniors, should also give you the support and encourage them to do so. Now, seafarers in unsafe environments aren't empowered or supported to report or solve mistakes they make. Now, sometimes it's okay to make a mistake. We have to understand. The first time you go, you might just make a mistake. But the fear of making a mistake is sometimes so high in the depths that they actually get very, very nervous. So the environment, if it does not support you at that time, you will tend to make more mistakes. An emotionally unsupported workplace can lead to feelings of loneliness and exclusion, which does not support someone to do their best as well. So what happens, sometimes if you are making mistakes and then you realize that people are not talking to you well and you're feeling a sense of isolation when you're on board, that can also affect your overall well-being and that can also affect your performance at work. Also, if the unsafe workplaces escalate to a point where an employee is dreading or afraid to go to work. So, there are times sometimes when you get so anxious, maybe because you had one bad experience, then that hesitation builds up and you fear of going back to work again because you feel you might again be reprimanded or because you might again make some mistake. So, I hope you understand whatever I'm saying now is to explain to you how important a psychological safe environment is. So all the points which you've seen now, they should not exist if your working environment is psychologically safe for you. So again, coming back to that, when we say psychological safety, what does it actually mean? So let's understand that.
To create a happy and productive working environment, it is important that everyone feels comfortable enough to be themselves and able to express their own unique personality, rather than having to pretend to be just like everyone else to fit in. It's also important that people feel they are able to make mistakes while they learn and grow, instead of being criticized for not getting it right the first time. This is why creating an environment of psychological safety is crucial. Studies have shown that boosting psychological safety in the workplace leads to more confidence, increased creativity and innovation, improved productivity, and elevated trust. Psychological safety is also key to improving diversity and inclusion, enhancing teamwork, and creating a culture where taking risks and thinking outside the box is encouraged. By making people's unseen values visible, the two helps create pathways to mutual understanding and open communication, laying the foundations for building an environment where psychological safety can flourish.
So when we talk about psychological safety and danger, as you saw in the video, now what is a psychological danger? Firstly, fear of admitting mistakes. So if you made a mistake but you're so scared to admit it because you feel that you will be held responsible and you'll not be treated well. Second would be blaming others. Again, that is a danger where you start putting the buck on someone else. Less likely to share different views. So you decide that no, I think it's better to be quiet rather than sharing my viewpoint because it may not be taken in well. And common knowledge effect because you feel everybody knows, so it's going to be the same, so might as well let somebody else do it, I will stay quiet. Now, these are psychological dangers which come in. But when we say safety, it means that the comfort of admitting mistakes. So when I make a mistake, I will own up for it. I will say, yes, I have made a mistake. And I'm able to say that with courage because my seniors, my work environment is such where they will understand and they will not pull me down. All right? Learning from failure. So every time I make a mistake, I feel I'm going to learn. It's going to be a learning lesson and I will not make that same mistake. Everyone openly must share ideas. So everyone has an opportunity to speak up, to give opinions, and to share their individual viewpoints and better innovation and decision making. Because when the environment is open, when it is receptive, that means people will be able to think differently. They will have the courage to go out of the box and come up with certain ideas and solutions. So when we talk about this, what we are trying to ensure is that if it is a psychologically safe environment, that means people will flourish. Okay, employers, crewmates, seafarers, whoever, they will flourish in that environment and they'll put in their best. And that in turn will keep their mind healthy, right? So building a psychological safe workplace is also very important. How can you do that? Okay, so I'm going to discuss few pointers as to how you can build that up in any workplace. Now, as seafarers, when you go on board, the one very important thing is accountability. So what is accountability? That you are answerable for the work you're doing, whether it has a good consequence or bad consequence. But if anything happens, the work which you are doing, the responsibility which you have taken, you should be accountable for that. So though every member of the team contributes to a workplace, the leaders need to recognize the ultimate responsibility in encouraging and deterring certain behaviors, setting benchmark. So you will always have to report to your seniors. Okay, you will have to demonstrate even from your end that you are hardworking. You will put in full effort and work, and you will try not to make errors. Okay, and if any mistake happens, you will own up for it. The second important aspect here, which you need to understand, is to use active listening skills and listen with compassion. So every time when you're working, when your seniors also tell you, please practice active listening. Try and understand what they're trying to say. All right. Don't just listen because you want to give back an answer or you want to respond. Listen to understand. Listen to gauge what the other person is trying to tell you. Okay. And don't judge. You have to be non judgmental because that will ensure that the others feel heard and understood. So if you want to be heard and understood, it is both ways. So whenever your senior is telling you something, they're trying to explain something to you, please have a listening ear. All right. Then, of course, you need to encourage questions and feedback as well. Now, an important part of psychological safe environment is the feeling of being able to contribute openly and honestly without the fear of being judged, interrupted, or blamed, or even pulling you down. So one is that you will get feedback from your seniors, but as a fresher, as you're going new on the ship also, you should also encourage to take feedbacks. So ask your seniors to give you feedbacks. Okay, receive it with an open mind. Please remember that when you start working, nobody wants to personally attack anyone there. The two things which you will be always given critical feedback, one would be your behavior and one would be your work. Okay, because there is a certain discipline which comes with this profession. There's a certain expected behavior which we want you all to have, and safety is so important, right? So it'll be your behavior and it'll be your work. How are these two working together in sync? That is important. Okay, so please try and understand that feedbacks form a very important part of your growth. Also, do not play the blame game. Instead of blaming others, try and explore mistakes and errors which you have done. Why did those happen? And make them as a learning opportunity for you. So examine how you can do things differently the next time. All right. So not only will this leave the team feeling open to admit to mistakes, but also provide good roadmap for the next time when the situation occurs. So please have a very learning perspective when you're going out at sea. You will learn a lot of things. In fact, when you go on your first ship, you will have to unlearn certain things, relearn certain things. Practically, when you start working on ships, things are very, very different. All right. So, like I said, it's fine if mistakes happen. Own up for it. Do not pass the buck, but learn from your mistakes. Okay. So, psychological safety improves well-being of seafarers. Now, this is because when I feel that I'll be heard, when I know I will not be judged, when I know I can openly discuss issues with my crewmates or with my seniors, that means that environment is very safe for you to function. So it's important that you function in that environment, and that's why psychological safety has a direct influence on your mental health as well. Okay? So when you're going out at sea, few tips for you to understand that how you can maintain a good mental health even when you're working on board. One, of course, we discussed a very important part, that is psychological safety. Second is, how do you take care of your mind? So first is, you have to take care of your own self, and that is loving your own self is also very important. So avoid self-criticism by treating yourself with kindness and respect. Don't underestimate your own worth. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay not to be okay at times. So try and give yourself some leeway. All right. Also, make time for your favorite hobby or anything which you like to do. So, when you go on board, this I always tell the cadets whenever we do trainings, carry at least one hobby with you when you go on board. So, if you like to sing, carry your instrument with you. You want to play an instrument, carry music. You like to paint, carry your stuff. You like to read books, carry books with you. You like to do whatever you like to do, but carry one such hobby which will help you to de-stress. Second, you have to find time to relax your mind as well. It's very important to recharge yourself. So how do you do that? Again, there are different techniques, surely, but practicing mindfulness and meditation really works. I do it myself as well. And believe me, it has nothing to do with age. People feel, oh, doing meditation is for older people. It's not true at all. During COVID, there were so many seafarers whom we taught, and they did it in order to keep their mind more relaxed. Okay, and there's a science behind mindfulness as well. So even in schools now they've started practicing meditation. So it's very important. Find some time, and you can just sit in a quiet place. You can just close your eyes, breathe, listen to some nice Buddhist chimes if you like, but relax and recharge. All right, it helps you to declutter your mind. Also reduce of using social media. Oh my God, all the youngsters are going to shoot me here in the audience. But what I mean here is we all use social media. I use it myself as well, for sure. Okay. And I think the current generations which are coming in, we had first the Gen Z, Gen X, Alpha, now we have the Beta generation coming. You're born with it. So that's not something we can take away from anyone. But it should not be a priority. All right. So when you are on board, try and understand building relationships on board is equally important. So people who are far away, you're looking on social media, you're surfing, but in that we forget to make bonds on ship. So at least you should have one or two people on ship with whom you can connect to, with whom you can share your feelings with whom you can vent out. It's extremely important. So learn how to balance it. Don't be stuck on the phone always, or don't be glued to social media always. Give it some time, okay, but you have to work on building relationships. Also learn how to deal with stress. Stress, like there's a saying, change is the only constant. I'm sure you've heard it. Stress today, I feel, is the only constant we have in our life. So we all have our bundle of stress. As students, you would have stress to get a job, to clear your examinations, to go for interviews, and other things. As other people would have different stresses too. It is unavoidable. Firstly, you need to understand. So try and handle your stress with the right mindset. Nothing is without a solution in life, please remember. And the second thing you need to remember is there are certain things which you can control in your life, and there are certain things you can't. So the things which you can't control, which are anyways going to happen, don't stress about that. And the things which you can control, take charge, learn how to manage your stressors. All right. And finally, get help and support when you need it. Now, this is extremely important part of our well-being today. Earlier, we never had access to services. Today, we do. So if you do feel that you need help, okay, you need to speak to a counselor. You need to connect with someone who will not judge you for what you're feeling. Then please do so. All right. And how do you connect? Of course, today there are a lot of avenues available. But for example, just to give one example, like at Sailor Society, we have a 24/7 helpline number. We have counseling support. We have crisis response network. And for cadets like you, we have the peer support group as well. And all of this is completely free of charge. You don't have to pay anything for it. It's there as a resource for you people to use it. Okay? So it's extremely important that if you need help, ask. See, nobody will get a dream. Now, I'm a counselor, but I'll not dream that somebody needs help. You have to approach, right? And that's why I love the movie. I don't know how many of you see it. I love Harry Potter. I really like Harry Potter movies. And in that, the principal Dumbledore had once told Harry Potter that in Hogwarts, you will get help if you ask for it. And this is what I want to tell you in the end. If you need help and support, you need to ask for it and you will surely get it, right? So it's very important that you have to put, as we say in Sailor Society, putting your well-being in your hands. Nobody else can come and do it for you. We can help you. We can give you resources. We can provide you a platform. But then taking that step, asking, is in your hands. All right. So remember, going out at sea, it's a beautiful, beautiful profession, and it's a wonderful, rewarding profession. Today, the world will come to a standstill if there are no seafarers. That is how important you are. And I always feel seafarers are heroes, unsung heroes out at sea. So I salute them. I have high regards and respect for them. But please remember, try and understand everything can be solved with communication. Everything can be solved if you connect with people, and there is a solution for everything. All right. So thank you so much for patiently listening to me. And I know it's going to be soon lunchtime, but still, if you have any questions which you want to ask me, I'll be most happy to answer. Thank you so much for listening.
I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Deepthi for delivering an enlightening session on mental health at sea. The presentation was highly informative and provided valuable insights into this crucial topic. Thank you so much once again, ma'am. Now let's take a moment to learn about AIMRI and how it is shaping the future of maritime research.
Recording stopped.
The Aries International Maritime Research Institute, AIMRI, is a cutting-edge educational institute with a vision to revolutionize industrial education. Founded to bridge the gap between academic learning and industrial expertise, AIMRI aims to create a comprehensive and immersive learning environment that integrates academic knowledge with industry practices, fostering continuous skill development, innovation, and efficiency. In its mission to transform the industrial education landscape, AIMRI is dedicated to nurturing professionals who are ready to excel from day one in the industry and equipped to pursue successful career paths. Having trained over 100 cohorts and more than 2,000 young professionals, AIMRI leverages the power of visual content and cutting-edge technology to democratize education, making it accessible to all and ensuring every professional has the opportunity to thrive in their chosen field. Initially focused on training and upskilling individuals in the marine sector, AIMRI has since expanded its reach to encompass all industries. With an extensive library of over 25,000 hours of training content covering technical skills, soft skills development, and productivity enhancement tools, AIMRI is committed to establishing itself as the premier destination for professional industry training, the Oxford of industrial education. Can we have the AV, please?
In today's rapidly evolving industrial landscape, the success of organizations relies heavily on the proficiency and adaptability of its human resources. Yet, one of the most significant challenges organizations face is ensuring that both new recruits and the existing workforce are equipped with the up-to-date training needed to stay competitive in the industry. While traditional educational institutions provide foundational knowledge, they often fall short of aligning graduate skills with real-world industry demands. This presents an opportunity to merge academic insights with practical experience, providing new professionals and students entering the industry with a richer, more hands-on learning experience, enabling them to excel in their chosen careers. Aries International Maritime Research Institute, known as AIMRI, is the realization of this opportunity. With headquarters in Sharjah, United Arab Emirates, and an affiliated institute in Kochi, India, AIMRI bridges the gap between academia and industry by bringing seasoned industrial leaders and veterans into the classroom, offering students the invaluable opportunity to learn directly from those with real-world expertise. AIMRI is meticulously designed to meet the specific demands of the modern workforce, offering a unique blend of technical training and soft skills development. More than just a university, AIMRI is a dynamic hub for lifelong learning and career development. Here, students and professionals alike can connect with distinguished mentors and industry legends, individuals whose careers serve as both educational resources and sources of inspiration. Initially established to cater to professionals in the maritime sector for its parent company, Aries Marine, AIMRI has since expanded its reach across various industries. AIMRI offers a wide range of technical courses, including those in maritime, film, and quality, health, safety, and environment certifications. These programs are designed to equip individuals with the technical expertise and specialized skills required to thrive in diverse industrial sectors. With an extensive library of over 25,000 hours of training content covering technical proficiency, soft skills, and productivity tools, AIMRI has firmly positioned itself as a premier destination for professional industry training, the Oxford of Industrial Education. Under the visionary leadership of its founder, Sir Sohan Roy, AIMRI has pioneered EFISM, a groundbreaking tool designed to improve individual efficiency. Built around the 1:1:1 principle, balancing karma, body, and mind, EFISM promotes a harmonious and productive lifestyle. To further integrate this philosophy, AIMRI developed the Harmonized Training Program, a structured certification focused on enhancing personal and professional efficiency through time management and personal development. AIMRI also offers a variety of skill enhancement programs tailored to professionals across industries. The AIMRI Certified Continuous Industry Trained Professional Program provides a forward-thinking learning path for seasoned professionals with certifications that enhance both industrial efficiency and individual skills. Through a variety of specialized programs, including technical courses, quality, health, safety, and environment certifications, and custom human resource training, AIMRI helps individuals and organizations alike keep pace with the demands of an ever-changing industrial landscape. In its mission to tap into the wealth of knowledge held by industry legends, AIMRI offers biography creation services, capturing the professional journeys and life lessons of these influential figures and immortalizing their experiences in print. AIMRI also celebrates the careers and contributions of industry stalwarts through its prestigious honorary industrial doctorate program, with over 95 recipients to date, including Dr. Woody Meriter of Foresight Group, UK, and Dr. Emmanuel Grimaldi, Chairman of the International Chamber of Shipping and Managing Director of the Grimaldi Group. The honorary industrial doctorate symbolizes the highest recognition an individual can receive from AIMRI for their remarkable careers. AIMRI cultivates lasting relationships with these industry legends, bringing them onto its elite career advisory panel. This panel draws on their expertise to craft innovative career design programs for young professionals and students entering the workforce, serving as a vital connector. AIMRI bridges the knowledge and experience of industry leaders with those seeking mentorship and career guidance. AIMRI is redefining what it means to be industry ready. It is more than a university. AIMRI is an InterVarsity, the nexus of a global learning ecosystem that connects industry leaders with the professionals and students of tomorrow, setting new standards for the future of work.
Thank you so much for those videos. We hope you enjoyed them. Let's now take a break and enjoy lunch. We'll continue after the meal. I kindly request all to gather back at the hall exactly at 2:10. I repeat, requesting all to gather back at the hall at 2:10. Thank you.